Hey horse lovers, so today I'm going to be going over the importance of emergency dismount, why you should do it, and how to go about it. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so emergency dismount is a very important tool to have in your toolbox, if not a necessity. It doesn't matter how good of a rider you are or how seasoned and experienced your horse is. Sometimes things are just unpredictable and situations can arise that are out of your control. So in this video, I'm going to give you the steps that you can take to be able to emergency dismount in a safe manner. And I'm also going to show you how I go about preparing Jafar, my 5-year-old Friesian, for emergency dismount. In the event things became out of control, I don't want this to be a foreign situation. I want him to be comfortable with how my body may be positioned over him in the event that I do have to emergency dismount. This is why it's important for not only you to learn how to emergency dismount, but to prepare your horse for it as well, which again, you will see exactly what I do in order to achieve that. So first things first, you want to be comfortable with your horse when you're teaching them this. Now, obviously, if you ride a lot of young green horses, you probably already know how to emergency dismount. So this is more for a novice rider or an amateur or a youth that's learning how to emergency dismount, and you want to learn how to do this on a horse that you're comfortable with first. That's the goal. So you first want to be comfortable with dismounting at the halt before you go any further in these steps. So make sure that you're confident with dismounting when the horse is stopped, just a normal dismount. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is walk your horse and drop your stirrups. Once you're comfortable with that, then you're going to dismount at the walk. So as you can see here, I put my left hand on his neck, I dropped my stirrups, and I swing off and I move away from the horse. Because if this is a situation that's out of control, you want to step back and away because you don't know what's going to be happening. Okay, so this is more for the horse, but the next thing I'm going to do is practice leaning over and teaching him to stop. When I'm losing my balance like this, I want him to learn to halt. So he did really good there, and I'm going to do this at the trot. Now, again, this is more for if you're teaching your horse how to respond to this once you're really comfortable, because this can be dangerous. But me and Jafar have a really good connection, and I feel I'm at the point where I need to teach him this, because when we start hacking out on the trails, this might really come in handy if something arises. So I want him to feel comfortable with me feeling funny on his side in a controlled arena environment versus out on the trail where if things are really crazy, it could be amplified. So as you can see there, he slowed down when he felt, and I'm just kind of making funny positions, putting my weight to one side just to see how he reacts. And he is slowing down, so that's really good. Now again, do not do this on a regular basis because you don't want to injure them and you don't want to be too hard on their back. But for this session and maybe every so often, I'm just going to practice this so that in the event something does go down, he is used to me kind of hanging on his side and everything. So you can do different positions. But again, you want to be really careful. I understand Jafar, and we're at the point where we've built up to being able to teach him this. Once you're comfortable dismounting at the walk, it's then time to do it at the trot, which you just saw me do there. I'm going to show you again 2 more times. So again, it's the same thing. You get your hand up there, you have your stirrups dropped, you drop the reins, you dismount, and you get away from the horse, okay? Now, obviously this isn't a crazy situation, so I stepped to the side and I stood still, and he immediately slammed on his brakes, which was really good. He's like, he's so sweet. Okay, so these are the steps you want to take doing this at the halt, the walk, and the trot. Just so if something ever comes up, you're prepared and that you practice in a controlled environment. And again, I know every situation can be different. Like I'm telling you, drop the reins, the stirrups, get away from the horse. I'm talking emergency dismount where the horse is completely lost control and you have to get away. That's the circumstances I'm talking about. The more experienced you are, you might be able to make that judgment call at the time. But in general, the emergency dismount is when it hits the fan. So Jafar did a pretty good job. He's super sweet. And yeah, I hope that this helps you in the event that you have to emergency dismount. So thanks for tuning in, horse lovers. See you next time.